Today's historic verdict is bringing some mixed reaction among Americans, including here in the Bay Area. Our Kelsi Thorud spent the day talking to local residents. And Kelsi, there was a mixed reaction across the board. I know that you were all across the Bay Area today, and you got a lot of different reaction from people. What they have to say?
Yeah, you know, Devin, I think a lot of people probably aren't super surprised with that. Earlier today, like I said, we went out and spoke with people across the Bay Area, really from the East Bay all the way down to the peninsula and right here in San Francisco, really to try and gauge their reaction on this historic conviction. And as I said, as you may expect, we got a lot of varied opinions, but one thing they all had in common, pretty much everyone we spoke with had a very strong opinion on this topic. In the hours after a jury found former President Trump guilty on all 34 counts in his hush money trial in New York, voters here in the Bay Area had a lot to say about it.
I'm ecstatic, to be honest with you. It's a long time coming, serves him right. And I would also go as far as to say that I would like to see everyone who voted for him convicted for aiding and abetting.
I will vote for Trump more so than I ever thought I would. What the Democrats, what Biden is doing to our country is shameful.
Many people in San Francisco told us they had been following the trial closely over the last 6 weeks. Some were surprised at how quickly the jury came to a verdict.
It was so quick. I mean, so it seems like the jurors really came to their decision quickly. They had the information they needed.
I mean, yeah, he's guilty. So got to face the consequences now.
Over in the East Bay, voters also kept a close eye on the trial. One Trump supporter we spoke with there told us the verdict isn't going to change how he votes in November.
I think it's fraudulent, and I think it's going to help him get votes. They say, talk about me bad, that's good. Talk about me good, that's good. It's a marketing tactic, and I hope it helps him out. I know it will help him out. I'm going to vote for him no matter what.
We also caught up with another voter who told us he's supporting President Biden in the election and hopes Trump's conviction will boost support for Biden.
I think if he just keeps continuing to be consistent and just continue on with his original mission statement, he had a campaign about light in the darkness when he ran last time. I think if he just keeps bringing his light, then I think he'll probably be reelected.
No comment. Many people we spoke with told us they believe a majority of voters are already locked in on their candidate of choice. They don't think these felony convictions will actually have much of an impact on who chooses to support Trump and who doesn't.
At this point, I don't really know if anything would help or hurt him. I think people have already made up their minds about him. I think his supporters can't be swayed one way or the other.
You know, and that really seems to be the big question now moving forward. How will this conviction impact voters in November? Now, as you heard in that piece, many people believe while this is a historic conviction, it may not sway what they choose to do on the election day.
You know, I think that political analysts sometimes have underestimated the durability of the appeal of the former president amongst his supporters.
Yeah, really all of the people that we spoke with who told us they were Trump supporters said that this conviction is not going to change anything. They still plan on voting for him in November.
Not entirely surprised at that, but thank you so much for getting those opinions. All right. So Ann Makovic has been getting reaction as well on the verdict from some of the political figures here in the Bay Area. Ann?
Yeah, Devin, and as you can imagine, it is all pretty much straight along party lines. We heard today from former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who has long been one of Trump's staunchest critics. She said this moment is a sober one for America. Trial by a jury of peers is a fundamental principle of democracy which must be respected. East Bay Congressman Eric Swalwell saying on X, Donald Trump is a convicted felon. This verdict is not a win for any single person. It's a win for an idea, the idea that we all follow the same rules, the rule of law won today. And San Francisco City Attorney David Chu saying Trump has long disregarded the rule of law, but today a jury sent a clear message that no one is above the law. Voters across the country must wake up to the fact that Trump is a convicted felon and is unfit for office. I've also been speaking with some of the chairs of some of the Bay Area counties' Republican parties, reiterating what we heard from Trump himself, that this was a politically motivated criminal prosecution.
This is a bad look for the country. We represent ourselves as the paragon of a republic and democracy in the world, and today we really showed that we're something other than that.
I wouldn't like to see this type of prosecution taken on against an ex-Democrat president either. It's a sad day for our legal system.
And Tom Del Beccaro, the former chair of the California Republican Party, says in 35 years as an attorney, I have never seen a judge act so far outside the law as this judge did. As a historian, I can say that it is likely this period will be viewed as the period wherein those in power acted at great cost to protect their power. Devin.